Good morning, dear students. Today I am back with a new lesson of our literature book, and the name of the lesson is Vesuvius Comes Alive. Vesuvius is the name of a volcanic mountain or volcano which is in Italy. Do you know what is a volcano? Here in this slide you can see a volcano. A volcano is an opening in the earth crust through which volcanic ash, smoke, gases and hot molten rocks in the form of lava come out when it erupts. And Vesuvius comes alive means Mount Vesuvius is getting alive, or in other words we can say Mount Vesuvius is going to erupt. Dear students, Vesuvius Comes Alive is a part of a novel, Pompeii, which is written by Karen Ball. Karen Ball. She is the best-selling author of several novels. She writes stories that narrate true happenings. The novel Pompeii is also based on true happenings or true events. In this novel, the writer has described the eruption of Mount Vesuvius and the destruction of city of Pompeii, which was near it. And we are having one part of this novel Pompeii, and that is Vesuvius Comes Alive. As I told you, this part is adopted from the novel Pompeii. In this part, the writer had tried to capture the last few hours of life in Pompeii before the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. It was the most destructive volcanic explosion in history. Last few hours. So what happened in the last few hours in Pompeii before the eruption of Mount Vesuvius? To know this, let's start reading of the first paragraph. Dear students, before I start reading, I request you all to open page number 14 of our literature book, and don't forget to keep a pencil with you to underline the new words. So let's have the first paragraph. In AD 79, the volcano Mount Vesuvius in Italy erupted. The city of Pompeii, which was near the volcano, was destroyed and completely buried under 60 feet of ash and lava. This city was then lost for nearly 1,700 years before it was found again by chance in 1748. The excavations tells us what life was like in the ancient Roman city. Dear student, in this paragraph we are having some new words like AD, erupted, feet, ash, lava and excavation. So first we will see meanings of these words. So the first word is AD. AD, it is a short form of the Latin word Anno Domini. It shows a number of years after Jesus Christ was born. So AD was used in the ancient time to show the number of years after the birth of Jesus Christ. Along with AD, BC also was used in ancient time to show the number of years before the birth of Jesus Christ. So AD and BC both were used in ancient time to show the number of years after and before the birth of Jesus Christ. The next word is erupted. Erupted means exploded and sent smoke, fire and rock into the sky. Dear students, this is the slide of a volcanic explosion. When a volcano explodes, it sends out smoke, fire and rock material into the sky. Ash. Ash is solid remains of fire. When something is burnt, then after burning, whatever solid material or residue is left that is called ash. You might have seen ash of wood. After ash, we are having lava. Lava is hot molten rocks which is erupted from a volcano. In this slide, you can see the hot molten rocks are coming out in the form of lava and flowing down through an opening when a volcano erupts. The last word is excavation. This is the act of digging deep in the ground for old things that have been buried for a long time. Excavation. Here in this slide you can see a person who is an archaeologist is digging out the ground and taking out bones and other things. These things gives us a lot of information about past. With this, we have completed all the word meanings of the first para. I hope these are clear to you. Now let's have the explanation of the para. So this paragraph tells that the Mount Vesuvius, which is in Italy, had erupted in 79 AD and had destroyed the city of Pompeii. I am showing you the location of Mount Vesuvius and the city of Pompeii. Dear students, you can see here Mount Vesuvius and this is the city of Pompeii, which had destroyed completely when Mount Vesuvius had erupted in 79 AD because it was near it. So, due to the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, the city of Pompeii had destroyed and buried. Buried means covered under the 60 feet of ash and lava, which was coming out from Mount Vesuvius. Here we are having a word feet. Feet. Feet is a unit of measurement. It is used to measure length and depth. In 1748, after nearly 1700 years, when the place where the city had buried was excavated or dug out, the remains of buried city were found. These remains which were found in the excavation give us a lot of information about the life in the city of Pompeii, which was an ancient Roman city. Now let's have the next para to know what happened after that. The next para is, the happenings are told by an old man in Pompeii. Only he realized that day that the smoke arising from Vesuvius was a sign of danger. Here you can see the smoke which is coming out from the Mount Vesuvius. It was the sign of danger. It indicates that Mount Vesuvius is going to erupt. Let's have the next para. 24 August AD 79. The morning began very hot, hotter than a normal August day. But Pompeii's market traders did not notice this and began to set up their stalls. In this paragraph, we are having a new word, forum. Forum. Forum, a large area in the middle of a town, used for public business in ancient Rome. In olden days, a large area was used for the public business in Rome, which is called forum. So, it was the day of 24 August AD 79, a day before the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. The morning was very hot. It was hotter than any other normal day of August month. But market traders of city of Pompeii did not notice this thing, and they started to set up their stall in the large area, means in the forum. So the hotness of the morning was not noticed by market traders. What were they doing? Let's have the next para to know this. The next para is, a few curious citizens watched from under the shade of a leafy tree. A wealthy woman went past on a chair. that was carried by 4 attendants. Traders prepared themselves for a day of good business and laid out all their wares. A shoemaker spread out his tools. Fabric, pottery, wool, bread, and honey were all arranged on the carts for sale. In this paragraph, we are having 2 new words, wares and carts. So first we will see the meaning of these words. Wares. Wares are small things for selling in a market or on the street. You might have seen many small things on the roadside in the market. Next word is cart. A cart is a vehicle which is used to keep the things for selling and to transport the goods. Here in this slide you can see different kinds of carts are there. Some are used to keep the things for selling and some are used to transport the goods. This paragraph tells that some citizens who were standing under the shade of a leafy tree were watching the things which were going on in the market. And a wealthy woman just passed from there. She was sitting on a chair which was carried by 4 attendants. I am showing you this in the next slide. This paragraph tells that some citizens who were standing under the shade of a leafy tree were watching the things which were going on in the market. And a woman who is passing from here, she is sitting on a chair which is carried by 4 men. In olden days, these kind of chairs were used because there was no car, no bus, no aeroplanes. So, people in the olden days used these kind of chairs to travel from one place to the another. So, when a wealthy woman just passed from there, all the traders had prepared themselves for a good business. And they started to set up their stalls and arrange the things. A shoemaker also spread out his tools. Fabric, pottery, wool, honey, bread, all the things were arranged on the carts for selling. Then what happened after that? Let's have the next para to know this. Here, the sellers looked anxiously for buyers. They would soon be there. No one noticed that the sun looked unusually hazy in the sky. In this paragraph, we are having a new word, hazy. Hazy means not very clear, especially because of heat. Here in this picture, you can see the sky is full of smoke and heat. Because of this, the sun is not looking clear. Here, after setting up the stalls and arranging the things on the carts for selling, the traders started to wait eagerly for the buyers. And within no time, the buyers also were in the market. But no one noticed that the sun was not clear in the sky. It was looking unusually hazy. Now let's have the next para. By 10 o'clock, the market was busy and full of noise. Traders called out their wares and people wandered from stall to stall, buying, asking for prices and talking. So it was 10 o'clock in the morning and the market was full of noise. All were busy in their work. Traders were busy in calling out their wares and selling them. And buyers also were busy in wandering from stall to stall, buying the things and asking for prices. And they also busy in talking with each other. All were busy in their work. But there was a person who noticed a danger which was near to them. Who was he? Let's have the next para to know. Here in the next para, in the far corner of the square, an old man with a stool busily added his note to Pompeii's local notice board. That was a city wall. There were no telephones or posts then, and this was how people in Pompeii left messages for each other. In this paragraph, we are having a new phrase, an old man with a stoop. You can see the meaning of this phrase on the left side of your book. An old man with a stoop means the man was bent because of old age and weakness. Let me show you the old man with a stoop in the next slide. Here you can see an old man with a stoop means with bent back due to old age and weakness. Well, the whole market was full of noise and all were busy in their work. An old man was standing near a wall in the corner. He was busy to write his note on the Pompeii's local notice board. What was the Pompeii's local notice board? Do you know? Here is the Pompeii's local notice board. That was a city wall. In olden days, people used to write their notes on the city walls to convey their messages. As there were no telephones, no mobiles, and no letters in olden days. So this was the only way the people in Pompeii were having to leave the messages for each other. What was the old man writing on the city wall? Let's have the next para to know this. Here, the man did not like the messages on the wall. He decided to let the others know that. The old man did not like the messages which were written on the city wall, and he wanted that others should know this thing. So he wrote a note on the city wall. He wrote some lines on the city wall. What were these lines? The lines were, "Oh wall, I can't believe you haven't fallen under the weight of all these boring messages." Here the old man addressed the wall and told that he could not believe that the wall had not fallen down due to the weight of these boring passages. Here the old man considered the messages which were written on the city wall were boring. Through these lines, the old man just expressed his view for the wall. In the next para, we will know what he did after that. So let's have the next para. Here is the next para. He felt pleased now and turned away. Suddenly, his chisel slipped and fell to the ground with a clatter. He was looking towards the horizon in horror and raised a limp finger to point at what he saw before him. Someone brushed past him, but he did not move. He stood frozen with fear. In this paragraph, we are having many new words like chisel, clatter, horizon, limp, brushed past, and he stood frozen with fear. So, as usual, we will see the meanings of these words first. So, the first word is chisel. Chisel is a metal tool with a sharp edge which is used to cut stone or wood. Here in this slide you can see the chisel has a very sharp edge to cut stone or wood. Next word is horizon. A line where the sky seems to touch the land. Land. Horizon is an imaginary line where the sky and the land appear to meet. Now next is clatter. Clatter is a rattling sound which is made by falling hard object on the ground. After that we are having limp. You can see the meaning of limp on the left side of your book. Limp means not firm or stiff, weak with shock. You can see my finger. It is not firm or stiff. It is little bit bent. So it is a limp finger. Now next is brush past. Brush past means to pass by quickly and lightly touch someone or something. Then the last is he stood frozen with fear. You can see the meaning of this on the left side of your book. It is a way of saying that he could not move because he was so frightened. When someone is standing on a place and he is not moving from there due to fear. So the paragraph tells that after writing the note on the city wall, the old man got pleased and he just turned away. Suddenly his chisel slipped from his hand and fell to the ground with a clatter, means continuous rattling sound. He just looked towards the horizon. He was so scared and he raised a limp finger to confirm what he saw. Actually, the old man felt some tremors which usually occur before the eruption of a volcano. He realized the danger. He was shocked. He stood there and did not move. Even when someone passed by him quickly, he did not move. He stood there in fear. After that, what happened with the old man? Let's know. It was a long time before he moved. Then he turned to the people. Look, the volcano is stirring. He shouted. In this paragraph, we are having a new word, stirring. You can see the meaning of stirring on the left side. Stirring means beginning to show sign of life. After standing on the same place for a long time without moving, the old man just moved and he turned to people, warned them that the volcano has started to show the sign of life. Means it is getting alive. Here is the question. Did the people of city of Pompeii listen to him? Did they trust him? Let's find out the answers of these questions in the next para. Here, passerby looked back over their shoulders to see what he was pointing at. Garbs and nervous laughs filled the air, but no one listened. They just shook their heads and turned their backs. They smiled to themselves and thought the gods are angry again, and they went back to whatever they were doing. In this paragraph, we are having many new words to learn, like garbs, nervous laughs, and the gods are angry again. Garbs means to take a short and quick breath through the mouth, especially because of surprise, pain, and shock. Now suppose if you get 5 or 10 marks out of 25 in English test, then I would be shocked. And do you know what reaction would be mine? 5 marks. Here I took a short and quick breath through my mouth as I was shocked. So, taking a short and quick breath through the mouth is called garbs. Let's have the next word. Nervous laugh. Nervous laugh is a physical reaction shown by people in the situation of anxiety, tension, or confusion to regulate their emotions. When a person is tensed, confused, or anxious, and he doesn't want to show his emotion to anyone, then he uses some physical reactions like sleeping, showing anger, shouting. Many are there. Nervous laugh is one of them, which is used by a person to regulate his emotions. in the situation of anxiety, tension, and confusion. After nervous laugh we are having, the gods are angry again. In olden days, it was believed that disasters like floods, volcanoes, or storms happen due to the anger of gods. In olden days, people believed that when gods are angry, they show their anger in the form of earthquake, landslides, volcanoes, floods, etc. Is it true? No, it's not true. Gods don't show their anger as they love us. And these floods, volcanoes, storms, landslides, these are disasters. I hope these words are clear to you now. Now let's have the explanation of the paragraph. After realizing the danger, the old man informed the people of city of Pompeii about the eruption of Mount Vesuvius by showing the smoke which was coming out from volcano. In this slide you can see the old man is pointing at the volcano and showing them the smoke which was coming out from volcano. The people who were passing by there, they looked back to see what the old man was showing them. After seeing the smoke coming out from the volcano, the people started laughing nervously. They did not listen to the old man. They just shook their heads and turned back towards. They were smiling to themselves as they were thinking the gods are getting angry again. And they went back to work whatever they were doing. The people of city of Pompeii did not take the smoke seriously. Why? Why they were not listening to the old man? Why they were not trusting him? What was the reason behind it? We will find out the answers of these questions in the next video. So as usual, before giving the end to this video, I am having a small homework for all of you. And your homework is, oh, no homework. Don't get surprised. Be happy.